Scott with sjwellfire.com, building that site. And I want to do a 4-part series of my journey of being a Christian. And the first 4 experience I have, I'm going to just call them supernatural. And the first one we're going to cover the topic, are demons real? Let's get into it. So first of all, from a news perspective, I thought this was interesting. The Catholic Church, they're trying to hire and train exorcists big time because of demonic possession, and real deliverance ministries are super busy as well. We'll give a couple ministries that really do some outstanding work at the end of this for some solutions for you. But I just thought it was interesting. This is something that's been taken off, the times that we are in. It's almost like doors have been open, right? But my experience at 18 years old, I'm talking 1988, I should have been a God-fearing Christian after this happened. And I still was a big party boy and, chaser of flesh, you name it. It did not change me enough. But my experience, so I'm on a double date with my girlfriend and my really good friend and his girlfriend. And we're watching the movie Witchcraft, which basically had a Ouija board. And they were basically bringing in these evil spirits and people were getting killed. And the hair stood on the back of my neck. I could not handle it. This was at my house. I left the date, went to the basement, started lifting weights. I was just creeped out big time. And I remember my girlfriend thought I was a super big wimp, not being able to handle this movie. And, I didn't even take her home. My friend took her home. It kind of made fun of me a little about it the following week. But that's not the juicy part. Happens that night. I went to bed, and the only way I can describe this is evil entered my feet and started going up my body. And the presence of this evil was just the darkest, sickest. I don't know. It was just the sense of evil. And I could feel it this slowly coming up my body. And then it got to my neck and started choking me out, and I couldn't breathe. Now, when I woke up, I did not have choke marks on my skin. But the first time I woke up, my room was orange, and it was so orange, like this puke colored orange, and so bright that I went out, or I opened my window and looked to see if the moon or a light was shining into my room, and it wasn't there. And then I went back to sleep, and the same thing happened again. And the only thing both times, and I couldn't say it, I was thinking it. I remember I couldn't say the words in the state I was in. And Jesus saved me, and the thing, it went away. And so the next day, this thing impacted me so deep. I ended up finding a devout Christian and talked to him about what happened, because it was to me, it was somewhat embarrassing and was creepy. And what he said was, because I was a wimp with the movie, that I opened doors to wicked demonic spirits, is what I thought was it's pretty intriguing. I should have asked for coaching on how to expel these things. And I should have, like I said, become a God-fearing Christian after that. But it was an experience. And the only thing I could think about looking back with my room being orange was it an orb? Because later in life, I've seen twice orbs, and one of them did not move. And I actually walked around where I was and said, "Do you see that? Is that an orb?" And the orbs did not move for 5 hours. Kind of like this picture on the right. And as the sun was setting, they got brighter. I mean, it was bizarre. So the only thing I could think of was that orange light was an orb that was in my room. So before we get into scripture on how to handle this, a couple people I recommend: Russ Dizdar, his website, Shadow the Darkness. The guy does some amazing deliverance, has an amazing deliverance ministry. And Derek Prince has some sermons. Who knows if some of the social media giants have taken him off, but find Derek Prince's ministry. He's since passed. I think he was an Oxford guy, and had a supernatural experience to him when he became saved. And just a great, great preacher, and really helps people deliver themselves from wickedness. But we know the Bible is 100% true. And I'm going to do a series on how it's just supernatural and beyond time space with all the prophecies fulfilled and all the archaeology that's been discovered. I mean, it's just an amazing book. Dive into it. Make sure you're saved. But let's get into some scripture here. Thou believest that there is one God, thou dost well. The devils also believe and tremble. When the even was come, thou brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, and he cast out the spirits with his word and healed all that were sick. So use the power of Jesus Christ to rebuke and have faith, and you will see miracles happen. And I highly recommend diving into what might open doors into spiritual wickedness. When I became a Christian, I got rid of all books that had any linked to witchcraft, like even Harry Potter books, any charged item with Buddha statues, that sort of thing. Got rid of my yoga tapes. I mean, serious stuff. And we're into spiritual warfare, right? So Scott with sjwellfire.com, we're building that site, news, teaching, dreams from a biblical perspective. Follow us on Gab, BitChute, Brighteon, and brand new YouTube as well. We're on Odyssey a bit, and Rumble, and Telegram as well. I put a lot of the stuff that is intriguing to me that I might use later in different videos as I learn, so you can kind of see what I find interesting. Hopefully this was helpful. God bless and have a great day.